back again with another journaling video. Now, I taught you how to keep your journal safe, and now we're going to go into journaling and actually starting a journal. There are hundreds and thousands of ways that you can journal. Like, I'm almost certain that there's thousands of ways that somebody can journal, and everybody is going to journal differently. Some people do art journals, some people do just straight writing journals, some people do poetry journals or bullet journals or agendas of sorts or Dear Diary type writing stuff. Whatever. It's all about you. It's all about what you need. If you're in a spot where you are extremely unorganized and you want to get started on being organized and planning out your days, maybe start with a bullet journal. If you have these weird dreams and you want to document them, start out with a dream journal. If you are in a crisis in your life, or if there's something life-changing going on and you need a safe place to write and to just spiel, maybe do a diary type journal. What I do is sort of a mix of everything. When you're shopping for a journal, when you want to buy a journal, you sort of should keep in mind what kind of journal you're looking for. Are you looking for a bullet journal? Maybe you should go with grid paper or blank paper. If you're going to be writing, do you write better or do you feel better writing with lines on the paper, or do you want to be creative and go blank? Those are things you should probably consider before you go out and buy a journal. But other than that, like the paper quality and the brand, those kinds of things when you're first starting out are not that important. The more you journal, the more you adapt, the more you change the way that you journal, it's going to change the kind of journals that you buy, the brand, the paper quality, the thickness of the paper, the pens you use. So if you want to journal, don't worry about that stuff right now. Just go to the dollar store and buy a journal. Some tips when you first start out. It takes 2 weeks to form a new habit. I'm not saying you should write every day. I'm saying that you should try to write at least once a week. You should never force yourself to journal. It should be something that you come to willingly. If you get stuck, find some quotes or prompts, writing prompts online. Just write like 10 random facts about yourself. Write a poem using the letters of your name. Write about your current relationship status, or where you're going to school, or how your job is going, if there's a boss that you hate. Anything. Just write at least once a week. And like I said, it takes 2 weeks to form a habit. So maybe give it a little longer than 2 weeks if you're going to just write once a week. Maybe give it a month and just write. At least try to write at least once a week for a month. Because it took me a while to sort of get into it, but I pushed myself to do it, and now I just journal whenever I want to. I don't force myself to do it. I don't give myself certain days and certain times to journal. I just journal whenever I want, whether it's in class, in my car before I clock into work, in my bed before I fall asleep at night. It's whenever I want, and that's what it should be about. It should be all about what you want. Your journal should be all about you. It's a reflection of yourself on paper. This is the type of thing that I do. So I have the page number, the entry title, or the entry number, the entry title, and then the date. Why I do this? Well, if you want to find a time or you want to find a memory, you can easily just look down the titles of your table of contents and be like, oh, this is that day. It also kind of keeps you organized, and it is very pleasing. For me, it feels good when I look at my table of contents page and I see the progress that I'm making and how devoted I am to writing it. For example, I can look at the dates and I can see I wrote every single day in August, or I wrote only 3 times in December. It's kind of interesting to watch your mind grow and sort of collect almost like data. So, think about the journal you're writing. go out and buy the journal whilst thinking about what kind of journal you want to write. Maybe include a table of contents, maybe include page numbers, and then just write. Just write. Don't get nervous, don't be scared, just write. And enjoy yourself, because it is going to be a very relaxing thing to do. It's going to be one of those things that you can just do on a Sunday morning, sitting outside in the grass with the sunshine, and it's just going to be a calming and cheap way of therapy. So, I hope you consider journaling. I hope my videos help encourage you to journal, because I personally love it, and I don't know where I would be without a journal. I'd probably be very sad, and I wouldn't ever remember most of the parts of my life, especially my senior year. Like, I get to keep those memories forever in the form of journals, and I think that's something that's really cool. And I get to show my kids those memories too. It'll be interesting for them to read about their mother when she was 18, when she was 17. I think that's another good reason to journal too, so you can show your kids and descendants, family members. It'll be really interesting too to document the times of our lives, which are good and bad. So, like I said, I hope you consider journaling. It's great and it's so healthy to do. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.